What's going on, everybody? Hopefully you are having a great weekend. For me, it's cold. I want it to be warm. It's spring. I mean, we just passed the first day of spring. What's going on? Can Ohio, can you get on track here? It is spring. Can we roll into some warm weather? I mean, I'm just done being cold. Today I'm feeling really unmotivated, but I want to get at least something done. So we're back in the garage. You know, the drift car is still in pieces. She still looks good, but she's still in pieces. We did get some other things done, which was good. So, you know, we have our extended control arms, all looking nice. Some booger welds, some decent welds. Either way, they're complete. We got our cut knuckles. We got our sway bar repainted. And all the way back there in the mess, we have our subframe. So today's agenda, this video, and the one thing I want to get accomplished, all have one thing in common, that subframe. We are going to cut it. We are going to relocate the rack mounting points, and we are going to weld it back together. So, I'm thinking if I get this subframe done, I don't think I'll paint it today because it's kind of cold, but, and I didn't pick up any paint, but it's cold. But either way, I want to get it modified. We get that done, then, and then we paint the inner wheel wells and undercoat those and get those all taken care of. And then we can just start assembling some things. We can put the subframe back in once we paint it. We can put the control arms back in. We can put the knuckles back in. We can put the coilovers back in. And basically get the front end back to being rolling chassis status, which I'll be really happy for. So that's the game plan. But first, I had to go on Amazon. Once again, shout out Amazon. You always hook me up. Sponsor brother. Send me some stuff. You know, what we can work something out. Either way, got me a new grounding clamp. So, I use the Eastwood. So, I've been using the Eastwood MiG 135 for about 6 to 8 years or something like that. She's a dirty unit, but she's been really good, and I am probably the worst owner. This is my first welder, and honestly, I just turn it on and weld. I don't really take care of it, so shame on me. But, this is the ground clamp that came with it. Very common, crappy, Chinese-y, sheet metal-y, crappy grounding clamp. As you can see, it's kind of starting to rust a little bit on where the wire mounts to it. The copper bonding wire has broken from the bottom of it. So I'm pretty sure this is why I had so much trouble with the lower control arms getting a good ground and getting good beads on the first one. So we ordered the Tweco. Shout out Tweco. I don't know why I bought this. Not sponsored. But we also have the Tweco handle. So yeah, this is, I actually like this handle, it's really nice. So we got this to replace that, and what's nice about this is it's very strong and very sturdy, very tight, like to squeeze, so it clamps on really tight, and it's I think it's like 98% copper and everything like that. When I was looking it up, this says it is copper cast upper and lower jaws, and it listed it as 98% copper. I don't know how true that is, but I'm sure this whole thing being copper cast and everything like that will get a better ground and better connection than this crappy tin metal with a little copper wire. So that's going to be the first step, is I'm going to go ahead and change out this grounding clamp so that the welder hopefully will perform better and I will have no more issues with getting a good ground. So I'll get that taken care of, and then we'll move right into the meat and potatoes, which is going to be chopping up this subframe and getting it prepped for the modification. We're going to be relocating the rack mounting points about 1 inch forward. That will help with the tire rods over-centering when we're at full lock with our new angle. And maybe correct a little bit of Ackerman. Who knows? Whatever. But we're going to get it done. So stay tuned. I'll bring you guys back when we're ready to chop up that subframe. But first, actually, let me show it to you because we cleaned it up. I know you might remember that. So here it is, cleaned up. Not looking too bad. A little rusty, but nothing. A little wire brush. You know, we'll get the wire brush going. A little bit of the, I don't know what happened here. I may try to fill that in with some weld and grind it back down. I don't really think it'll matter. The motor's going to sit wherever the mounts sit. I don't know. I'll take a look at it and figure it out if it's worth fixing. Not sure how it happened. May fix that, may address that. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, it's not the best rack. If you look at the bottom, as I have done some damage to it. If you look at the bottom, it looks like this is just dented up. The actual subframe itself doesn't look like it's bent or anything like that. It's just a bottom plate. So this is a, you know, pretty shitty subframe, but you know, she'll do the job. It'll work. So shout out to crappy subframes getting the job done. So I'll bring you back when we're ready to cut this and basically cut an inch out of here and relocate it. All right, guys, so we have our subframe sitting there. It's all cleaned up, as you know. So we're gonna go ahead and get it cut. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make a mark somewhere around the center. It doesn't necessarily need to be centered, but it needs to be able to allow you to realign the mounting pieces with the rest of the frame. So any mark of reference will work pretty much, because yeah, if you want to be that technical, you can go ahead and try to find a center and put it exactly in the middle. But really all you need to ensure is that when you cut these mounts out and move them forward, that you have it adjusted in the same relative position from here to here and here to here. So if you put any mark anywhere on the two surfaces, when you scoot it forward, as long as your mark is in line, it'll be in the same relative plane as it was before you cut it. So I'm gonna make a scribe mark somewhere around the center, probably in line with this yellow thing, this yellow clip, whatever the hell it is. So I'll make a mark down the center, and then I will make a mark where I'm gonna cut, mark up an inch, cut there, you know, and everything, and we'll go from there. So yeah, so we're just gonna do a time lapse and we're gonna get it started. Alright, so we got our subframe cut and everything like that. So the next thing is to basically measure 3/4 to an inch and chop that off, and then re-smooth the edges around here so that it all fits back up. Now I'm pretty much just gonna cut these circles out, trim the bottom, trim these, and get it all fitted back together. But yeah, that was a little bit interesting, a little bit more difficult working around it than I had hoped and thought, but we got her done. So let's just get to cutting some more off, because I mean, what else is left to do? Alright guys, so now we got our subframe and everything cut. So now next it's going to be pretty much cleaning up and trimming down these edges up here so that they will fit in here, and basically making these two meet so that it will be able to slide up in there. But basically it's going to sit something like that. So as you can see, there's a lot of overhang. So we're going to clean all this up Probably gonna grind some of it off, flap disc some of it, clean up all these areas, and pretty much try to get it all set up for welding. But yeah, there she is. She's cut, she's modified. So we'll clean this up. I'll bring you guys back when I get it all ready and to be fit so we can weld it. We have done our preliminary welding and these are coming out much nicer. Shout out to my Tweako ground. It seems to be doing a way better job. It's actually doing really well. Now some of these over here are a little not as nice, but I have some gaps to fill. Once again, I always learn something when I do something for the first time. So the fitting was really difficult and I think I'll cut it a little differently. So I had to fill some gaps here. Not looking too bad. Got this pretty tight, so I was able to get a nice bead. Now we gotta weld the bottom. I straightened it out as best I could from where the damage was. Not too bad. The fitment's fairly tight. There's a little larger gap here. I probably should have ground down a little bit more, but whatever. Here it's really nice and tight. So we're gonna go ahead and lay a bead here, and then I'm going to take some scrap metal to fill in here to weld up these gaps. Like I said, next time I will cut it a bit differently and everything. I learned some things with this, but we should be all good. I mean, she's looking pretty good. I'm pretty excited, pretty happy with my first attempt at this. So yeah, I'm gonna set you up and we're gonna weld this. Oh yeah, she hot. So that one came out pretty well, even with the gaps. See if I can get this to focus. Even with the gaps up here, we still got a pretty nice bead. I'm very happy with that. This is some of my better welding. Actually looks pretty decent. And you know, I could have cleaned up the metal a little better, but it is what it is. So I think I'm actually very very happy with the way that came out. This ground clamp, it fixed everything that I was having with, you know, when I was doing the control arms. I mean, it seems to be doing, it seems to even be more powerful. Like it seems to be really, this is some pretty thick shit. And my little 135 seems to be, I'm actually blowing through in some places. So I'm actually very happy. So now I'm gonna fit up a little bit of sheet metal from the subframe probably and just patch these holes up. Just to, you know, basically strengthen down here, up here, and connect down here and everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that done, everything. I'll show you the finished product, but this is coming out great. I'm very excited, I'm very happy. I love doing new things, like I said, just to expand my capabilities and become better. It's practice. It may not be perfect, but the next time it'll be even better, and the next time it'll be even better. But you got to get your feet wet with something. You know, you can't sit there and say, I can't do that, I'm not gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. I'll show you if whether it's a success or a fail. You'll see it. So hey, this to me is a success. I'm very happy with the way this is turning out. And you know, hey, I'm getting better, so that's all that matters. So stay tuned, I'll bring you back when I get this finished. Alright guys, so we are completely done with the subframe. I'm extremely happy. Got all the welds in there. As you can see, I made a little plate inside there to weld that up. And then also over here, I added a little plate to weld that gap up. And then I just bridged this over with some weld and bridged this over with some weld to connect the corners there. So I'm extremely happy with the way this turned out, especially this actually nicely. I just trimmed some of the pieces I cut out and then I welded them in. But there she is, all welded up, looking nice. Got some nice beads going. I'm very happy when a project comes out successful and everything like that, especially when I can share it with you guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully it helped you guys out. There's probably some better ways to do this, and now that I've done it, I think the second time around would go easier. But hopefully some of these tips and whatnot helped you out. I did go ahead and do some measurement checks. So I checked from here to here and here to here, and both of them were 3 inches from the edge to the edge of the hole. So I am happy that these did not change in distance. So this is equal to this. And I have my line, which you can still kind of see there, showing this where I marked it with the with the cap and everything. So everything should be fine. I think it'll work out perfectly. I can't see why it wouldn't. I may try to fix this up. I don't know yet. But pretty much the subframe's done. Yes, super excited. Cross that off our list. I need to get a whiteboard. I need to make a list of all the stuff I need to do because there's so much. Alright guys, so that's going to bring this video to a wrap. We have successfully chopped, modified, relocated our steering wrap. Hopefully that helps you out. If you were going through this or trying to find info on this and it helped you out, please like the video. Give it a quick thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber and you just stopped by and you are interested in the content that I am providing and you see something you like, go ahead and subscribe. Stick around. We got a lot to do and a lot more videos that are going to be coming at you for Project S13 and Project RX8 and everything else we're doing. There is something I may be picking up for the channel as well. I will say it's another vehicle. I won't give you any details. But it is a good buy that my buddy has, and I may get it. Either way, cop a sticker if you don't have one. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for stopping by. Later!